My name is State Senator Jane Cunningham. I am from Missouri, the 7th Senatorial District in West St. Louis County. I've been in the legislature for the past 12 years and also served as the Education Task Force Chair of ALEC. I've been involved in education not only at a local level as a school board member, elected school board member, but on the state level as a legislator and on the national level with ALEC. So I kind of have a broad perspective of where people are. In Missouri, the things we have passed during the time that I've been in the legislature is we've brought alternative teacher certification by the American Board to Missouri so that our superintendents and our school districts can hire subject knowledge experts, because we found that many of our teachers don't have the subject knowledge in order to pass it on, not to mention the love of the subject. And so we've passed that in Missouri. We have also passed digital learning, virtual schools, and so that families in Missouri can now choose a virtual class to take as opposed to just the bricks and mortar, or in addition to the bricks and mortar. I have some lessons from those things. Many of the reforms I wanted to do based on what's best for children, I've not been able to accomplish. I would love to have it so that every parent had total choice of what school their child went to, be it virtual, be it charter, be it traditional public, or be it non-public. But those are hard lifts, and I haven't been able to do that. I believe that the education of one's child should be a parent decision, not a government's decision based on zip code. Be happy at least that you changed the conversation. In Missouri, for the last 12 years, the conversation about education and about students and the rights of families has totally changed, because a very few people are willing to keep beating that drum. So if you have to beat the drum and you can't pass the legislation, keep beating the drum. It is worth changing the conversation. A warning too, on the two bills that we passed that I mentioned, alternative teacher certification, let me just say that in the St. Louis area, even though we have Boeing, Monsanto, and Pfizer with a multitude of retirees chomping at the bit to teach what they've loved their entire life, the superintendents have boycotted all of those applicants because they don't want to anger the unions. And then on the other topic of virtual schools, the superintendents have made it a point not to tell their parents of this option right. And if the parents find out, telling them they're not going to pay for it, even though the parents have a right to that. So I guess what I would say as a legislator, just don't assume because you pass a statute that it's going to be implemented. So make sure you make your language very tight. You put consequences in if it's not. You make it very clear who has to know. Make sure you don't trust the system to do it, but that you put everything in to make sure that what you desire for children and families is going to be implemented.